We all carry a baseline assumption about our bedrooms. At the end of the day, when you lock the door, close the blinds, and set your phone on the nightstand, that space belongs entirely to you. You control who comes in, and you control what leaves. The story The 30-Second Delay weaponizes that specific comfort. It cakes the modern assumption of a private digital life and systematically dismantles it. It begins with a college student living alone. Late one night, a friend sends a message containing nothing but a link and a question. He clicks it. The link opens a massive grid of anonymous surveillance feeds. Hallways, kitchens, people sleeping. As he scrolls, he finds his own desk, his closet, and the posters on his wall. It is his apartment, streaming live to the world. This discovery shatters the illusion of the digital sanctuary. The watcher is already entrenched inside his safest space, and every physical lock in the apartment has already been bypassed. His immediate physical response is a frantic search for hardware. He checks the computer, the shelves, and the corners, but there is no webcam and no hidden device to be found. He attempts to kill the feed at the source. He unplugs the Ethernet cable and completely shuts off the power to his Wi-Fi router. Even with the apartment entirely offline, the broadcast remains active. The video on his monitor continues to play without a single glitch or interruption. As he stares at the screen, he sees the viewer count. Over 2,000 anonymous people are watching the feed from an apartment that has no internet connection. This forces a shift in the nature of the threat. The situation has moved beyond a conventional security breach into a supernatural trap where the physical rules of technology no longer apply. He messages screenshots of the feed to his friend Tyler. After a long silence, Tyler asks a terrifying question. Who is standing directly behind his chair? On the monitor, a tall, dark, motionless figure is standing in the shadows just inches away from him. He immediately spins around to confront the intruder, frantically scanning the physical room, but the bedroom is completely empty. The figure on the screen moves, lifting an arm to point toward the bedroom. He searches the closet and the bathroom, finding nothing but an empty apartment. The disconnect between the empty physical room and the occupied digital screen creates a profound sense of gaslighting. He is forced to doubt his own eyes, while the monitor insists he is being hunted. Back at the computer, the figure is gone, but the student notices a temporal glitch. He waves his hand, and the version of him on the screen mimics the movement exactly 30 seconds later. This chart maps the discrepancy. Because the stream repeats his actions 30 seconds after he performs them, the footage on the monitor is actually broadcasting 30 seconds into the future. On the screen, the future version of the student suddenly panics and runs. There are crashing sounds and screams before the feed goes black. The real-time clock is now counting down to that exact termination point. This mechanic replaces the possibility of escape with the weight of a known outcome. He is trapped in a timeline where the ending has already been recorded, and the seconds are rapidly ticking away. He watches the clock. 25 seconds. 20. He is forced to experience the anticipation of his own predicted attack. At 15 seconds, the physical environment begins to match the broadcast. 3 slow knocks sound in the hallway, followed by the heavy thud of footsteps. He furiously attempts to alter the timeline. He grabs a kitchen knife and waits in total silence, refusing to run like the version of himself he saw on the screen. The countdown hits 0. The apartment goes completely silent. Then he hears the sound of breathing directly behind his head. The true method of torture here is the countdown itself. The entity uses the clock to dismantle the victim's hope, proving that the predicted future is inescapable. He turns with the knife, but there is no one there. The physical threat has vanished, but the digital stream immediately changes its perspective. The new feed is floating directly behind his head, looking over his shoulder at the monitor. The camera is untethered from any device, moving as a phantom observer. A clinical message appears on the screen. Thank you for participating. The site then switches to a new feed, showing another victim sleeping in a different city. The protagonist's ordeal is reduced to a single data point. His terror was merely a single cycle in an automated, malicious system that has already moved on to its next subject. He moves to a new city and a new apartment, trying to rebuild a life that exists entirely offline. Months later, an anonymous email arrives. It contains a single photograph of him sleeping in his new bedroom, taken the night before. Standing beside his bed is the same dark figure. In this image, for the first time, you can see the faint outline of a smile. The initial link established a permanent presence that cannot be uninstalled. The boundary of his privacy has been dissolved, and the watcher now remains a permanent fixture in every room he tries to call his own.